Talk 1580, we not only have a lot to talk about, we have a lot to write about. Politics, relationships, business, and power. Our roster at KBLA Talk 1580 has you covered.
That's what it's all about.
Be sure to follow us on all our socials for our latest book releases, op-eds, essays, and commentaries from our hosts. And, of course, download the KBLA 1580 app as we strive to remain your most trusted, credible, and reliable source for the issues you care about. This is Unapologetically Progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
What up, baby?
They know the truth.
We know the truth.
Come on.
Enough is enough of this garbage.
A lot of people think Thriller is the most viewed Michael Jackson video of all time on YouTube. This is actually number 2, right behind Billie Jean. Yeah. This right here is worldwide on them. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about us from history. All you want, Michael Jackson. Come on.
Everybody gone home. Sick of what you aggravation. Everybody allegation. Innocent on the news. Everybody dog food. Bang, bang, shot dead. Everybody gone dead. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Beat me, hate me, you can never break me. Will me, thrill me, you can never kill me. Shoot me, sue me, everybody sue me. Kick me, kiss me,
All right.
write me. All I wanna say is
They
that
deleted that word from there.
all I wanna say is that they don't really care about us.
You got to give me some of this bridge because I love this. Come on.
Tell me what has become of my life. I don't want to do children who love me. I'm a victim of police brutality. No. Okay.
You thought Michael was here. Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. By the way, I don't like that song. I hate that song. I really do. You like that song?
Of course I do.
By the way, the 7 series I'll give you tomorrow. Phone lines have been too hot to get to the 7 series. We'll do it tomorrow. But also, a lot of people in my DMs will try to get to some additional content. And somebody tweeted me a message that I will do later that kind of summarizes this entire.
All right.
I want you to hear. But right now, let's get to the Rob Report. Andy, let's go. Come on.
You ready?
Come on.
It's time for the Rob Report with Robin A. Highlighting people and things you should know about. From entrepreneurs and entertainers to money and meditation, Robin's got you covered.
Get out of here.
Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Rob Report on the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580. Robin's got a lot to talk about.
First of all, Google says go vote.
Yeah.
Let's get that out the way. Make sure you vote tomorrow. So important for so many reasons. I hope you've done your research. I hope you got your little sample ballot and you've been filling it out or whatever it is that you need to do. Perhaps have to go vote tomorrow. Please do that. I just have to get that off my chest.
So who is this segment of our population that are out there saying that they ain't going to vote because it's all rigged, et cetera, et cetera? Now go listen to Kanye and listen to Kyrie. Same segment. Who are they? Pushing back against the casting of vote, even though people have literally died for us to have the opportunity to do
100%.
so. The only way in which change happens within our communities.
100%.
The most important thing we can do as Americans in this country.
Yeah, and this midterm election is just so important, and I don't know that people really understand how important it is to our day-to-day lives. So please make sure you go out and do that, and post your stickers. Let's do it. I mean, you know how people do that after they vote. I'm gonna do mine.
I'm just so frustrated with us on this.
Why? Or on voting?
No, because there is a meme circulating right now saying that we should boycott the NBA because of this Kyrie nonsense. But the same people will get mobilized to boycott the NBA for Kyrie, but won't get mobilized to go and vote. What the hell is that? It makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
I'm not boycotting nothing. I ain't watching the Lakers because they're terrible. Ain't got nothing to do with Kyrie. But give me a break.
My definition of, or my breakdown of what is going on with Kyrie. I'm going to leave Kanye alone. We've talked enough about Ye. I know people are putting him and Kyrie in the same sort of conversation, and in my opinion, they are slightly different, but I can see some similarities. I understand even the similarities. So,
but they both call themselves free thinkers, so I think the criticisms, the dual criticisms is fair, right?
Yeah, okay, sure. In that sense, yeah, I guess we can say that, of course, because they do consider themselves free thinkers, and right now very much have they're under the magnifying glass because of this anti-Semitic, sort of position that they find themselves in. But before I go here and break this down, the reason that I think they are sort of trying to boycott the NBA and this whole because of Kyrie is it's entertainment and it's in their faces, and it's something that they understand. NBA is something that is sort of a part of our lives. It's sort of the fabric, right, of America, right? Versus voting, many people think that it's above their heads. Many people don't understand it. It's sort of like right out of our grasp. People don't understand it, and it isn't within our fabric. They think that they can sort of go without, that they could, and they make up, where there's an absence of content and information, you make up your own theories, you make up, all of those different things. So it's easier for you to sort of push it to the side and say, I'm not going to have anything to do with it. And furthermore, it doesn't have anything to do with me because you don't understand it. And I think that could be maybe one of the reasons why you can have all of these people trying to galvanize other people to boycott the NBA. I mean, it's just dumb. It's just dumb, regardless. Idiotic. It is very idiotic. And, what I have to say to that is just get some understanding, get some education behind it, because for you to try, it's one thing. I don't understand anybody who doesn't vote, period, but it's one thing for you to say, I'm not going to do my own, thoughts or opinions or whatever, which I don't agree with, but it's another thing for you to go and say and try to rally up some people behind you to talk about everybody. Let's not do it. That angers me, and I feel very strongly about that. I've not seen that meme, but that's my thoughts on that.
Well, for people, I hope we're not that simple-minded to where that if it's not on the basketball court, we're not paying attention to it.
Yeah.
You wait until their mama's Social Security gets taken away. I bet you're paying attention to that.
Yeah.
You wait until they keep on suppressing the vote the way they're doing actively as we speak. I bet they pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Wait until they make abortion a federal law in this country. I bet they pay attention to that.
It's happening right before our eyes, and so for people not to be able to see what's going on and think that it's a joke and think that you can make a meme about it and all that is literally it's laughable. Although it makes me angry, it is still laughable because it's the perfect term.
But boycott the NBA.
That's dumb. Let me give you my breakdown on what's happening with Kyrie Irving, okay? Let me just say this. I do not have a dog in the fight per se because I'm neither for nor against Kyrie and what's going on, but let me try to break it down and give you another side to what he possibly means by all of this.
Is this story time?
It's not my story time, but I was
time?
okay. Well, sure, it could be a story time with Robin if you like.
Let me grab my pillow.
Where's the popcorn? I mean,
story time.
Wake up! No, just kidding. I did pull up the transcripts from his initial press conference when he was asked about it because I thought it was important to do that. I know everybody has watched it. I watched it. I thought that he did. When I watched it, I actually thought he did a really good job of explaining himself. He was very articulate about what he meant, in my opinion.
No, me too. I was really impressed. I said, okay.
I'm not going to read the entire thing. I'm just going to take and hopefully, because I know how people take little segments, of an entire transcript or something and try to make it like a little soundbite or something, and that's not what I'm trying to do. Feel free to go to Google and pull up the transcript yourself, but I'm just going to try to explain where I think he was coming from. he said my name translates to Hebrew language as Yahweh. So I went on Amazon Prime. I was like, you know what? Let me see. Are there any documentaries on Yahweh? So I went in the search bar, typed in Yahweh. That came up. When he said, went out and shared it on my platform. That was my night. In terms of it on my platform, or in terms of the backlash of people, he said, in terms of the backlash or what people call it, we're in 2022. History is not supposed to be hidden from anybody, and I'm not a divisive person when it comes to religion. He said, I embrace all walks of life. You see it on all my platforms. I talk to all races, all cultures, all religions. And he said, and my response would be, it's not about educating yourself on what Semitism is or what anti-Semitism is. It's really about where the root words, where these come from, and understanding that this is an African heritage that is also belonging to the people. That, again, that is just a small bit of the entire transcript that you can go watch for yourself on YouTube, or you can pull up the transcript yourself. This is what I believe. I believe Kyrie and people like Ye, who are like deep thinkers, who, put themselves in a different category and may even consider themselves to be like forefront, like foremen when it comes to putting everybody else up on knowledge. I think that what he's trying to do, because also I went to look this up, what the actual Hebrews to Negroes wake up. What is it called? Wake Up Black America. Mm-hmm. I'm actually gonna read what it says and how I pair the two together on the other side. So when we come forward, I'll do exactly that, so that we can try to put this whole thing together and make some sort of sense of what Kyrie may be saying. That's coming up on the other side. It's KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles, like George and Weezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
You're the victim of a car accident. Who goes to bat for you? Accident attorneys, the personal injury pros. Hiring the right law firm could be the difference between a rewarding settlement and striking out. When it comes to getting the maximum compensation you deserve, our team hits it out of the park. Call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys at 833-MVP-WINS for a free case review. Call 833-MVP-WINS.
Call on me, your MVP. What like you? Yeah.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
Roll out. The all-new Gardena Nissan is proud to be a partner of KBLA, and right now, during their fall sales event, Zero Down delivers any new or pre-owned car at Gardena Nissan. They're located conveniently on Redondo Beach Boulevard at Western Ames. They specialize in helping folks out who have no credit, bad credit, bankruptcies, or repos. The folks at Gardena Nissan will take fantastic care of you and help you get into the car you need and deserve at a spectacular price. Visit them today or shop online at GardinaNissan.com. The all-new Gardena Nissan is proud to be a partner of KBLA, and right now, during their fall sales event, Zero Down delivers any new or pre-owned car at Gardena Nissan. For the best deals, log on to GardinaNissan.com. Zero Down on approved credit. GardinaNissan.com. Roll out.
Did you know fixing outdoor leaks can save 27 to 90 gallons of water per day? Even tiny leaks can be huge water wasters. Conserving water starts with a few simple water-saving actions at home and in your yard, like adjusting your sprinkler and adding drip drip irrigation, so you water only where it's needed. We can all do our part to conserve water. Visit SaveOurWater.com for more water-saving tips. Save California.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah, man, inside the Raw Report. What a juicy conversation we are having tonight.
Such a great conversation.
Wow.
We're still inside the Raw Report. We're breaking things down. We're talking even off mic about our thoughts on censorship, our thoughts on Kyrie and the film. I was telling you that what the synopsis is when you pull up, because I have not watched the documentary, and because I've not watched the documentary, I can't draw my line in the sand of what my true beliefs are and who's right, who's wrong. I understand with this breakdown what I believe Kyrie to have meant by posting the film. It says the film promotes Black Hebrew Israelite beliefs that some people of color, including Black Americans, are the true descendants of biblical Israelites. Mm-hmm. One of the ideas shared in the film is that Jews of today are not actual Jews, and they culturally appropriated the religious heritage of Black people and then covered it up. Such a notion has been extensively debunked, and I get that. I think where he says where he was coming from. He says, I looked up my name, or I know what my name translates into in Hebrew. I wanted to see if there were any documentaries on it. I think where Kyrie Irving is trying to try to tie the two together is saying, I found out some information about Black people and Black Hebrew Israelites being, that some people of color are pretty much the true, Black Hebrew Israelites. And I think that was what he was promoting. What he should have done, let's be clear, is he should have made it very clear, because all he did was post the movie. Mm-hmm. What he should have said was, I know there are some other things in this film that I don't believe. There's clearly anti-Semitism in this tropes in this film. I don't believe that. I don't. From Jumpstart. Yep. Now, he got backlash, and this is why the press conference even took place, or the press conference took place because of the ball game, but this is why they pressed him in the press conference, because they wanted him to debunk his own thoughts against, they wanted him to debunk anti-Semitism. Mm-hmm. He said, I don't stand with any of that. Those are not my beliefs, and we read in the transcripts where he said, I don't stand with that. I love all people, all cultures, all ethnicities. He goes on to say what his beliefs are. That was not strong enough for the critics. So I believe, my opinion, I'm not saying that it was right for him to post this film. I think that I understand why he posted this film and what he was truly trying to get across. I think that people did not want to receive what he had to say, and they wanted to press him an example, and I think that part is unfair.
Be smarter.
Okay, sure.
Be better.
You can. How about that? How about we tell him, listen, and I'm not going to say. I don't know who's to say that to him. I don't know who is supposed to tell him that. Kyrie, you need to be smarter. You need to be better. You have an entire, millions of people watching you. You have a large platform. You need to be smart about what you post and think twice about what you post, especially if it has anything to do with, this topic, right? Mm-hmm. However, all of these different, what are their requirements now? Mm-hmm. He's required to do all of these different things. That, in and of itself, is making him an example.
I broke it all down inside my 7 series, which I'll give you tomorrow. I will. But I gave you the example during the break that if you and I dropped an F-bomb on this mic right now, Tavis Smiley would come in and take us to task. We'd be reprimanded, maybe even kicked off the freaking show for acting a fool. I am all for no one being censored. I'm all for everyone having freedom of speech. But we all got bosses, too. Mm-hmm. We all got rules. And the SEC is online, too. He's got to understand, that's not his league. That's not his team. It may be his Twitter account. That's fine. Post whatever you want. But there are repercussions for you doing something stupid on your own personal account when you are beholden to your bosses.
Yes.
That's the way it goes down.
And I agree with
then
you.
Jump in Ice Cube's Big 3 League, and you cool. You might be able to get away with it. NBA
I agree with that.
ain't going to happen.
I agree with the fact that there are repercussions. But let me tell you something. He wouldn't have had those repercussions how he said what they wanted him to say that very first press conference. But because he didn't say it the way that they wanted him to say it, then they lined him up.
I'm with
then
that.
they hemmed him up, and that part is not fair. He said what he said. He absolutely told everybody what he meant and what he was trying to do. And maybe this is what got him into trouble. He was trying to pull a yay. He was trying to pull a yay like, y'all not gonna sit here and censor me. Y'all not gonna make me say this and that and the other. He was trying to stand on his own 2 feet, which I kind of respected. He said what he said. But the mere fact that he did not say what they wanted him to say is the only reason why he got repercussions. They didn't reprimand him like that. They asked him questions in a press conference. They didn't reprimand him. So because he didn't say what y'all wanted him to say it is why he was reprimanded.
I'm totally with you on that.
But that's the part I don't agree with.
They're using him as an example. There is no doubt about it. But then don't do something to allow yourself to hate as the example. I don't understand.
But then on the flip side, it's like, well, I'm not for censorship. Okay, well, then censorship is in all ways. He can post. Then that means he's allowed to post what he wants to post. Now, my thought and my opinion is that he should have backed it up with some further information, saying from the jump start he did not stand with everything that they were saying in the film. And listen, black people, I think y'all should go read this because they're saying, X, Y, Z, that we're the true Israelites, right? This is maybe what he should have said, and then differentiated. Listen, I don't fully believe in everything going on in this documentary. I think that my opinion is that that's what he should have said in the very beginning. But when he tried to clear it up, it's just he didn't do it the way that they wanted him to.
You're comparing apples and oranges when you talk about censorship. I don't believe in censorship. I still can't get on this mic and drop F-bombs. There are rules and regulations. If I do it, I will lose my job. It's that simple.
I don't believe that I'm comparing apples and oranges.
He has to adhere to the same rules as the rest of us. There's certain things that I can say behind the scenes with my friends and my family, maybe even send through emails, through my DMs or whatever to people that I might think is, got a little validity to it, but I can't share it with all of my followers out there publicly because it will negatively, adversely affect this radio station. There's certain things I cannot do. He has to be smart enough to know, I can't post this. It may affect the Brooklyn Nets.
To your point, if you were to say something on this mic that you know you're not supposed to say, you said it yourself. Tavis Smiley would come in here and he would reprimand you, probably kick you off the show, us off the show, whatever, right? However, they didn't kick him off the Brooklyn Nets the moment they saw him post this. This means he has control over what he can say. He has control. Remember, there's a big point here. The big point.
I don't know about that one, but go ahead.
No, the big point is if he would have been so what is it? Five requirements before he can join back.
I had him in my 7 series, but I think
so he has five requirements before he can join back to the team. If this was not about censorship or he shouldn't have posted that, it's not about the Brooklyn Nets. I get it. I'm not trying to say that he should be able to just spew hate speech and things like that. Absolutely not. I don't know what he was doing, but they gave him an opportunity to express that in the press conference. Then even after that, they came back again and asked him again in another press conference. He still did not give them what they wanted. And only then, another step, they said, okay, now we're stripping everything from you because we gave you an opportunity and you still didn't do what you were supposed to do. So that tells me he had the ability, he had the right. There's a right and a wrong. Saying the F-bomb on this microphone right here is wrong. That's wrong, and that's because you know it's wrong. You know immediately I'm not supposed to do that. You know that there's rules and regulations. With your own Twitter platform, you have sort of the freedom to do whatever you want outside of hate speech and You kind of do. You kind of do. Even though you're tied to a bigger, company, organization, things like that, there are certain things, especially if you don't think that you're doing anything wrong. Again, whether you know that you're right, that you're wrong, like saying the F-bomb here, you know that that's wrong, versus doing something that you don't quite know. Like, this is just my belief. This is what I feel. This is what I want to put out for my people. Hey, I think all of us should watch this documentary and learn something. And you think you're promoting something for your people, there's a difference there.
So if I got on Twitter and y'all know how I feel about Donald Trump. Y'all, he's not my favorite person. That's all I'm saying. If I got on my Twitter and start calling him the white devil and saying that he represents the thoughts and beliefs of all white people in this country, just start doing that all on my Twitter. Boom, 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 boom. You don't think Tavis will call me and say, what are you doing? Can't.
Yes, that's hate speech.
Well, yeah, exactly. You can't do it. And Kyrie is an intelligent cat.
Very.
You gotta know when I get on my socials and I get on this microphone, even when I get on the court, I'm representing all these cats on this team with me. All these people in this locker room, all these people behind the scenes in the office and everything. It ain't about me. I can forward the movement involving my people on a larger stage. I gotta be more smart about it. I can do it, but just taking some controversial documentary that you saw on Amazon Prime and putting forth as fact is out of pocket. You gotta be smarter than that. However, I'm with you when you say if he had prefaced this entire post with, I'm gonna post a video I want y'all to see, but just know I saw it, and this is what I disagree with. I don't disagree with that. However, about 80% of it, I can rock with. I want y'all to see it. I think he'd have been fine.
I slightly disagree with that, but it's okay. We can agree to disagree. There's still some other things that I want to talk about on the other side, because we still got to talk about hoarding, and we still got to talk
about... What you call me?
We got to talk about so much more. There's always so much to talk about, right? And hey, listen, it's something that I love to do with you. We're going... I don't even know if we're done right now. I don't know if we're done.
We got phone calls.
We're probably going to bring it back up again, but as of right now, I want you guys to stay right there, because we're going to get to the rest of the Rob Report on the other side. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
Nighttime is the right time for Danny Morrison on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the Black Information Network. Races in 5 states will determine which party will take control of Congress after the midterm elections. In Arizona, Senator Mark Kelly is holding a tight lead over Republican challenger Blake Masters. In Georgia, Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock and Republican Herschel Walker are neck and neck. President Biden and former President Obama are urging voters to hit the polls. The duo posted a video on Twitter asking the American people to cast their ballots. Voters will decide important state ballot measures. California, Michigan, Vermont, Kentucky, and Montana have proposals to either limit access to abortion or establish it as a right. Alabama, Louisiana, Vermont, Oregon, and Tennessee have initiatives that would remove language in their constitutions that still allow for some form of slavery. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Island from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Expand All Access account. Get the account designed for your everyday mobile banking needs. Banking services provided by and account established by Pathward N.A. Member FDIC. Deposit account opening is subject to registration and ID verification. Terms and costs apply.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers will have a harder time getting a win tonight at Houston. James is out of the lineup because of soreness in his left foot. The Clippers are at home tonight against Cleveland. The Cavaliers are riding an 8-game winning streak. 3 Pac-12 schools are in the top 10 of this week's AP college football rankings. Number 6, Oregon. Number 8, USC. And number 9, UCLA. Another NFL head coach was kicked to the curb. The Indianapolis coach, struggling with a 3-5-1 record, fired Frank Reich today. His replacement? ESPN analyst Jeff Saturday. Saturday was a 6-time Pro Bowl center with the Colts. Don't be fooled. The Colts were thinking about Saturday long before today. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. This sports report was brought to you by MVP Accident Attorneys. When it comes to your settlement, we're slammed up. Call 833-MVP-WINS or check their website at themvp.com for a free case review.
If you're the victim of a car accident, call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys. When it comes to getting the maximum compensation you deserve, our team hits it out of the park. Call 833-MVP-WINS for a free case review.
Call on me, your MVP.
Is the pen mightier than the sword?
They say the pen is mightier than the sword. At KBLA Talk 1580, we not only have a talk about it, we have a lot to write about. Politics, relationships, business, empowerment, and culture. The all-star roster at KBLA Talk 1580 has you covered.
That's what it's all about.
Be sure to follow us on all our socials for our latest book releases, op-eds, essays, and commentaries from our hosts. And, of course, download the KBLA 1580 app as we strive to remain your most trusted, credible, and reliable source for the issues you care about. This is unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
What up, baby?
Vote Heidi Feldstein Soto for LA City Attorney. Heidi is running to stop corruption at City Hall, to protect neighborhoods from crime and illegal guns. And as the first woman ever elected LA City Attorney, Heidi will stand up for reproductive rights. That's why Heidi is the only candidate endorsed by the LA Democratic Party, Planned Parenthood, the LA Sentinel, and the LA Times. Vote Heidi Feldstein Soto for LA City Attorney. Paid for by Heidi Feldstein Soto for City Attorney 2022 General. Info available at ethics.lacity.org.
Power to the people. I have power represented here today. And I come to ask you to go all out to get every Negro in this county ready to vote. Just see what a power you can be. Then after getting people registered, that is another even greater responsibility. That is to go out to vote. Once more, we have the opportunity to send to the Congress of the United States competent, qualified, dedicated black men and women. Let us march on ballot so somehow we will be able to develop that day. Men will have food and material necessities for their bodies. Freedom and dignity for their spirit, education and culture for their mind.
Paid for by the African American Voter Registration, Education, and Participation Project.
The Institute for Diversity Certification is all about the 3 Ds: dedication, determination, and discipline. Learn more about our globally recognized diversity certification program today by calling 1-800-983-6192. Again, 1-800-983-6192. Or visit diversitycertification.org. As the #1 organization for certified diversity professionals and also certified diversity executive credentials, diversity certification will provide an opportunity for you to demonstrate dedication to the field, determination to make progress, and more discipline to your process. Go today and learn more about the diversity certification system. Call 1-800-983-6192. Again, 1-800-983-6192. Or go to diversitycertification.org. That's diversitycertification.org. The standard of excellence, equity, diversity, and inclusion.
You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
Electoral votes, more than 270, more than enough to become the 44th President of the United States. He will be the first African-American President of the United States.
I've been broke all my life, but I kept hope all them nights. You see business in my city? Yeah, they closed all them twice. I was just riding down Salem, all them damn potholes. I can't drive. I know y'all can fix it faster, but I know y'all won't try. Nobody care about us. And that's why I don't vote. Voted for Obama back in 2012. I remember that's when I had hope. He was saying, yes, we can. And everybody got less food stamps. And when I turned 21, I was still broke. I'd never vote again. I don't think I ever had a president make my life better. Did it all on my own. Ain't no politician ever do a nice gesture. I don't even know the man's name. I ain't never. Tell me how she gonna help the city. What I'm supposed to do, write letters? What I'm supposed to do, blame same time, he ain't never really gave a ain't nobody raised minimum wage. None of these jobs pay enough. I think they just want to keep us broke, 'cause they ain't putting nothing in place for us. This how all my people feel, but we gotta learn. We complain enough. Let me change it up. Everything I just said, everybody I know thinks the same way. So they don't want to see us vote, and we never do. So we see the same thing, but all our votes really do count, and they'll never really let it show. So now I'm finna break it down, 'cause if I don't, you would probably never know. First thing first, you know back in middle school when they taught us it was 3 branches of the government. We forgot it when we got older. It's the judicial, the legislative, and executive. But all we know is the executive. That's the mayor or the governor and the president. Now none of them 3 people make no laws. They just be checking them. The laws come to their desk and all they do is say no or yes to it. So when the news station tried to tell us that Barack Obama couldn't put a at Obama when it was the Congress members all along. We gotta focus on the legislative branch. Yeah, they the ones that make the laws. Yeah, they the ones write how much food stamp money you get on the card. People that wanted to help us, wanted the job, I know they probably lost. 'Cause we ain't even know their name, we ain't know their face, we ain't know it all. So the Congress or the State House, that's legislative, they make laws. So what we want from the president is what they do.
KBLA Talk 1580. I hate to cut that song off.
I know.
Who is that?
That's Yellow Pain, a rapper out of the Midwest who created this song called My Vote Don't Count, and he's educating young people about voting, and he wrote that back and dropped it in 2020. It went viral, and it needs to go viral again because he's putting us up on game.
Oh,
a lot of people.
God, a new one, y'all.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you for bringing that up, because, man, yeah, it's powerful.
That reminded me of school. Y'all know about Schoolhouse Rock? Am y'all gonna get it by myself?
Oh, yeah. No.
Why you pointing at Robin? He said you don't know it. Why you pointing at Robin? You don't think she know it? Robin know about Schoolhouse Rock?
No. Raji had mentioned that last time.
Oh, Schoolhouse Rock?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I knew that cat was brilliant. Can we go to the phones inside the Rock Report?
Yes, let's do it.
Go to Sam. Sam's on the phone. Sam, give us your height, your color, and your hood, Sam.
6'1", African American, Gardena.
Gardena checking in. Come on.
Yeah.
What's on your mind, Sam?
Hey, look, man, that was a rap, indeed a rap. I got to get that. That is right on target.
Crazy, right?
On the ballot.
Go to YouTube, and it's Yellow Pain. Yellow Pain on YouTube.
Got it. You got a whole ballot full of judges. We don't know anything about people, and they give no write-up on them at all, and you're supposed to vote for them. We don't know who they are. The brothers got it right on target. We don't know who we're voting for, half of us, but we should be voting, nevertheless. Because we had people die for us, and we got to do it. If we don't, we're going to be in big trouble. Now, back to Kanye and, Ye and Tyree. Bezo put this, as you said, controversial, Danny. Controversial thing out.
Yeah.
Why aren't they jumping on his back about him putting it out in the first place for someone to respond to it? But the Jews are not going to do that. The Jews are not going to touch anybody who's at their level. Never do it. And I understand Kanye, and I understand both Tyree and Kanye. These people, once they get you in their grip, they rule you. That's exactly what they're talking about.
So
both of them are saying the same thing.
Why do we as black people always do that? We attack the source instead of saying, I want to see it. I want that information. I'm going to take that information. I will then take in the information, assess the information, and, give my assessment of what I saw instead of doing that. Why aren't we intelligent enough to say, you know what, I don't mind seeing it. I'm not going to stop people from showing it to me, though.
No, I think that's unfair.
But that's what he's saying. Why are we going after Jeff Bezos? It's like, I want Jeff Bezos to make it accessible to the public. I want people. I don't see it.
Well, how did we just what just happened here? Because how do we give Jeff Bezos a pass and then not say the same exact thing about Kyrie?
Because Jeff Bezos, like I said, I'm not for censorship. I want him to show it to us. As far as Kyrie, take in the information, let everybody know what you saw.
I'm mind blown. I don't understand that.
Make sure you preface it the right way when you introduce it to the public. It's not that complicated.
It is that complicated. Well, you might be right. It's not.
Sam, we're talking over
you. Sam.
The young ladies got it right. I'm talking about going at Bezos. Why are you not going at him? He's the originator of this thing. Tyree's not the originator. Why are you not going at him? Why are you going to isolate him and push him out the window? The same way with Ye. Ye argued this thing because they have burned him. They burned him, and that's why he's doing that. But This is what happens to us. Now, I'm not upholding any of the athletes. I'm not upholding any of the entertainers because I think that they've done us a disservice, that all of the millions of dollars that they've made as professionals, they haven't put that enough back in the African-American community for me to even like any of them.
Didn't say anything yet.
Okay, so if they don't, we should not be upholding those two in particular, but I'm just saying that it is something when we look at the Hebrews who have an argument about everything, anyone who says something about them when they are the despots of this society right now over in Palestine, killing people like this dirt. And we say we can't even say anything about it. America's just letting them do it. We really shouldn't let them be that strong, but they are that strong because they're the money force in this country.
All right, so Sam, before I let you go, we're inside the Route Report, by the way. Before I let you go, I want to know. Let's say that every word in that documentary is factual. I just asked Robin the same question. Let's say every word is factual. What do we get from it?
Zero for us.
What are we fighting? I'm asking, why are we fighting this controversy to begin with? What do black people? If every
shouldn't even be doing it.
But I'm asking you. You're defending it. If every word is true in this doc, what do we get? Do we get cash and prizes? What do we get?
No. Oh, I got you. No, nothing. We get absolutely. As a matter of fact, it's a waste of time for the controversy.
It seems like we're always formulating some sort of fight between ourselves. I don't understand.
Let me say this. We appreciate your phone call. Thank you so much. We definitely appreciate it. I don't think that we get anything from it. I think that we're only talking about it because of the type of heat that Kyrie is catching, and some people are going to try to defend him, and others are going to try to press him just like everybody else is doing. So that's the only thing that we're getting out of it. Nothing more, nothing less. Thank you so much for your phone call. Let's get back to this Rob report.
Sam, get out of here. Sam, get out of here.
Sam, thank you, Sam. Thank you, Sam. 15 minutes left. I mean, I didn't even, this is a good conversation, and maybe we'll continue it, in the 11 o'clock hour.
We are.
We're probably going to continue it in the 11 o'clock hour. I do want to, I want to play this clip because, why not lighten the mood a little bit? It's so heavy. It's so heavy. Let's lighten the mood and talk about Rick Ross. Rick Ross is the one. He's the rapper who is trying to decide whether he is a hoarder or not. And I guess maybe let's listen to the clip and we can talk about it on the other side. Is that all right? Do we have it, Andy?
Let's go.
I'm having a debate. They calling me a hoarder. They say hoarders keep things and find excuses for it. No, it's not. These things are of value. They are of value. But now I have to make more space. No. So it's having 150 plus automobiles. Is that hoarding?
Jesus.
Is it hoarding?
Is that true?
Oh, that's a rich issue.
It could be hoarding.
It could be hoarding. Is it hoarding? Is this hoarding? Is this hoarding?
It's ignorant, is what it is.
So they're not going to be honest with me. Oh, so honesty is. No, it's not.
If it's all ordinary.
When you grew up, you wanted to dress nice in school. When everybody else had the Jordans before you, you said one day you want the Jordans. You got the Jordans.
It's like 150 pair of Jordans. He goes on to talk about watches and all. So what? Let me lay the picture out for you. In his mansion, he's pretty much standing in the foyer of his mansion, and all on the ground is like piles and piles of clothes, shoes, nicely laid out. And I think he's making space. He's getting rid of his clothes, but the conversation comes up on if he is hoarding or not. And some of the people who you hear him talking to are telling him, yes, this is hoarding. And he's saying, no, if both sides of the stairs, if everything is cluttered and taking up functional space, then that's hoarding. But having a place for this is not hoarding. And so I do want to get your thoughts on hoarding or what you think, and if he's doing it so much or if you think he's got a point here. We'll do that when we come forward on the other side. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles, like George and Weezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
The youngest person to witness George Floyd's murder releases a children's book. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News. Mid-October, 11-year-old Judea Reynolds celebrated 49th birthday with the release of a children's book called A Walk to the Store. Reynolds shares her perspective about the traumatic day when she watched George Floyd get murdered. She was only 9 years old. The incident caused the child to experience consistent crying and bad dreams at night. She also spoke on the witness stand during the trial. She wanted to encourage triumph in trauma, and her book will act as a resource for others. Readers can get access to worksheets with exercises provided by Aruba Emotional Health Services to help them process trauma. Wow, amazing. I'm Maisha Cairo, and we are Unapologetically Progressive.
Show them who we are.
KBLA Talk 1580 has not one, but two Black Panther Wakanda Forever weekend giveaways for KBLA Talk 1580 listeners. Friday, November 11th starts your weekend with a private screening of Black Panther Wakanda Forever, dinner for two, and an overnight stay at the W Hotel Hollywood. On Saturday, be our guest to the KBLA Wakanda Forever brunch and pool party. Win a KBLA Wakanda Forever weekend at the W Hotel Hollywood. It's simple to talk 1580 app and enter to win. Two winners will be announced Thursday, November 10th. Listen to KBLA Talk 1580 to find out if you will experience the KBLA Talk 1580 Wakanda Forever weekend, starting Friday, November 11th at the W Hotel Hollywood. Black Panther Wakanda Forever private screening, dinner for two, overnight stay at the W Hotel Hollywood, brunch and pool party on Saturday. Download the KBLA app and enter to win the KBLA Talk 1580 Black Panther Wakanda Forever weekend. Black Panther Wakanda Forever opens November 11th in theaters nationwide, but there's only one way to win the KBLA Talk 1580 Black Panther Wakanda Forever weekend. Open the KBLA Talk 1580 app and enter to win. The KBLA Talk 1580 Black Panther Wakanda Forever weekend is sponsored by Top Shelf Getaways.
Only the most broken people can be great leaders.
Haven't voted yet? Save time and avoid the Election Day lines by voting early. Visit plan.lavote.gov to find a vote center in your neighborhood and stop by before Tuesday, November 8th.
I'm Danielle Sandoval, candidate for LA City Council District 15. Watts and Wilmington have been ignored far too long. I plan to do something about it. I have spoken to residents, and they've expressed it is time for new leadership. Corruption in City Hall has highlighted this need for change. The time is now for a new generation of leadership to represent Watts and Wilmington. Vote for me, Danielle Sandoval, for LA City Council.
Paid for by Sandoval for LA Committee ID 14500.
Our weekly Los Angeles is the largest audited Black newspaper in the state of California, with a distribution of over 50,000 copies weekly. Pick up a copy every Thursday to get the latest news on African American communities of LA. You can also keep up with what's going on in Los Angeles and surrounding cities by going to www.ourweekly.com. The Our Weekly website is updated daily with the current news about us and for us. For your advertising needs, Our Weekly offers economical advertising packages to fit your budget. Feel free to call Our Weekly Los Angeles at 323-905-1300 or visit the website at www.ourweekly.com. Our Weekly Los Angeles, reporting news that matters to you.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
Back inside the Raw Report, talking Rick Ross and hoarding. Is that what we talking about here?
He's basically saying, listen, he is a I don't think he's hit the $1 billion mark yet, but he's definitely a multimillionaire.
Is he?
Oh, definitely.
I gotta look there. What do you think he's worth, net worth?
Oh, my goodness. I don't know. That's a good question. He acts like he's worth $999 million. At least $100 million?
No way.
No. Well,
I bet Rick Ross is.
That's how he acts.
I bet he's $20 million.
$20 million? That's it? That's all you give him? I say 50.
According to this, and it's not. 45. Very good.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm not sure because remember he owns businesses. He owns franchises. He owns products. He has what is it? Checkers. He has Wingstop. He has Wingstop. He has I think an alcohol line. He also has a hair product line that's in Sally's. He makes a lot of money, so let's just say that. So anyway, down in, I think he's in Atlanta, and so down in Atlanta, you get to live very, very large on,
$45 million in Atlanta. You're doing all right for yourself.
And so he has this very large mansion, and I'm sure he has multiple places where he can keep all of his clothes and shoes and things like that. So does it matter that you have the space for the things that you own to make you a hoarder, or does it not just because you have a lot of things, even if you can store them properly or not? What do you think?
My definition is simple. I bet you agree. I bet you agree with me that if you're holding on to something just because, you're a hoarder. If it has no significance to you.
Well, no, I don't agree with that, because most people who do hoard hold on to things because they think it is significant.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, but most of these people are like, oh no, I got that back in 1968, and they grab something and they just hold on to it forever, and it's never going to serve them in their life, but they're just holding on to all this stuff that's just ridiculous and it's piling up. But see, most hoarders, have you ever seen that show, by the way?
Absolutely.
It is like a guilty pleasure of mine to watch it.
It's sad?
It is very sad, because it's definitely something more mental going on there, right? But most of what they have in common is that majority of these people don't have the space to hold the things that they have, and they are holding on to what cash. It might be paperwork. It might be just, I don't know, some people collect teddy bears or dolls, and they're like thousands of them in this small home. So maybe my definition is, I don't know. I don't know that I would call what Rick Ross is doing hoarding, because he has this space. I think he is right. If it began to take up functional space in his house, then there's a problem. But if his house was small, and he had all of these clothes that he didn't know what to do with, shoes, watches, 150, I don't know if he has 150 cars or not. But
if that's true, that's sad.
Then Floyd Mayweather also has he has an entire garage full of cars.
Yeah, that's sad.
It's also sad?
To me. I've become a minimalist the older I've gotten.
Have you? My mom is a minimalist. I've tried to get on that train.
Here's a story time with Danny Morrison.
Ooh, okay.
Buckle up, kiddies! For my entire life, close to my adult life, let's put it that way, I had a cabinet full of memorabilia. Signed Kobe card, signed Michael Jackson, Magic Johnson card, signed Walter Payton card. I'm a big Bear fan, big Laker fan. And when you walk into wherever I lived, there was a cabinet with all of my stuff on display for anybody that walked in.
Wow, okay.
It was just everything. Everything that is Danny, it was in there.
Yeah.
Me and my ex broke up a number of years ago. And I just had an epiphany. I was like, why am I holding on to that stuff? Why is it important to me? What? I can't take it with me. And I don't know if people know, since the advent of eBay, that stuff isn't even worth money anymore.
Oh.
It's really not. It's so easy it's so accessible to everybody to buy cards and memorabilia these days that the value in them has dropped so far, so it's not even monetary value anymore. I didn't get him in a special place, and I didn't have Magic Johnson sign it himself.
Okay.
I was just having it to say, look, I got myself a Magic Johnson card.
Yeah.
Look at me. That's my Kobe card. So I was just like, I don't care. She said, you want this stuff? I was like, I don't care. And it's gone. And I couldn't care less. And when I moved here to LA, I had stuff in storage, right? Stuff that was just like piled to the top. And I was like, why not keeping that? I'm never going to use that dresser ever again. I had a refrigerator that I had for a little while. I let somebody have that in my family. I was like, take that refrigerator. Go. Every single time I get a new car, you know what I do? I hand it to somebody that needs it. I don't sell it. I hand it to I just don't believe in hoarding anything in my life. I'm a minimalist in my life. It has to be furnished. I want a nice TV. That's probably the only thing I need. I always got a nice TV.
Yeah.
But I don't have a pile of just materialistic things and stuff in my life, and I never will again. No matter how successful I become, no matter how big my bank account is or my house, I'm telling you, it's never going to be that way.
Yeah. and I agree with you. Even though he can afford it, even though he has a house big enough to store it, I think it's excessive. And I've also learned, you know, my mom and I, we started getting on this whole like minimalistic tip. She's completely a minimalist at this point in her life.
She's awesome.
Right? I'm just saying. I mean, we can say that all the time. We actually do say all the time. Right?
Pretty much every show at this point.
But she was trying to help me get on board with that, like starting years ago. And I realized in that process, and I haven't perfected it yet. And it's actually hard to perfect it when you have a family who is, you know, everybody's doing their own thing, collecting their own things or whatever. And we do okay as a family, but what I was going to say is it really does something for mentally. It helps me declutter, and it helps me get into a better space when I get rid of everything, because there's a woman who has a special on Netflix. It's called Spark Joy. I forgot the woman's name, but she says this. She says, if you want to clear out your closet, you know, because I used to hold on to everything. I was in the fashion industry. I felt like every single one of you pieces is going to go with something, and I'm going to make it fly. And so I held on to all my clothes. And she said, you have to go through, take everything off of the hangers, have a pile, and then one by one you grab each thing. And if it sparks joy, just meaning if it feels good to you, if it does something to your inside, then put it to the keep pile. But you have to touch it. If you grab it, and you're just like, oh, this doesn't mean anything, put it in the to-go pile. So I started doing that with pretty much everything. I touch it, and I'm like, does this spark some kind of joy in me? Is it sentimental? Does it just feel good, like I need to have it?
I've been doing that with women for 20 years.
Oh, my gosh. You just ruined the entire story, Danny.
Yeah, I grab them if it don't spark joy.
I grab them?
If it don't spark joy for your boy. I'm just saying. I toss her to the side.
You said I grab them?
I grab them. If it
don't spark
joy for your boy, we can't roll. That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I can't. The story is done.
What?
Story time with Robin Ayers is over.
I'm just telling you what this I do. They have to spark some sort of joy in the nether regions of your boy.
Oh, okay. With that being said, when we come forward.
When we come forward.
Oh, my gosh.
News and traffic right now. More on the other side. Danny Morrison.